when you're hanging out with a good friend, it doesn't always matter exactly what it is that you're doing. I've accompanied friends to the ER and gone grocery shopping with them and helped them paint their house or move or seen them through some difficult time. And those times are bonding. Going through something mundane or tough with a friend can be some of the most important moments in a friendship. And I've had a lot of such incidents. The songs from today cover a time period from the early 80s almost up to 1990. And one of the big things that I did during that time, a major feature of my life, was going up and visiting my friend Barbara, who's on the call with us up on Whidbey Island. She lived up there with her big dog Sigmund, and I used to go up there and wrestle with her dog and hang out. And one time on one of these visits, she and I went to the laundromat. And this was a laundromat in the heart of Coopville, which is one of the cutest towns in Washington State. And we did laundry and talked and carried on. And I was just in an extraordinarily happy mood. I was in a wonderfully elevated mood. And when we walked out of that laundromat, I started dancing on the grass and singing this melody that suddenly was going through my head. And I didn't know where it came from. It sounds like 30s cartoon music or something. And it went and it was another few months before the lyrics came to me, and I figured out how to sing it. And my dad actually helped with the lyrics to this song. There's a line in it about watch the tide go in and out, and that is from my father. So I always enjoyed singing that to him because he wrote one of the lines in the song. So this is Laundromat. Come on, baby, to the laundromat. We're gonna show them where it's at. They're gonna be dancing in the street, happy socks on happy feet. We're gonna make them throw away the Newsweek and the Woman's Day. Come on, baby, to the laundromat with me. Bring your hands and bring your feet, 'cause they're gonna dig that laundry beat. Bring your shirts and bring your pants, 'cause we gonna make them sing and dance. We're gonna make that crazy sound and watch some clothes go round and round. Come on, baby, do the laundromat with me. Ba-dum-ba-boo-ba-ba-ba-boo-da-da-da-da. It's a beautiful day. Ba-da-boo-da-da-da-da. What a treat to feel this way. Come on, baby, do the laundromat with me. So, come on, baby, do the laundromat. We're gonna show them where it's at. All you gotta do is put your quarter in and watch that laundry spin and spin. We're gonna sing and dance and shout and watch the tide go in and out. Come on, baby, do the laundromat with me. Ba-da-ba-boo-ba-ba-ba-boo-da-da-da-da. It's a beautiful day. Ba-da-boo-da-da-da-da-da. What a treat to feel this way. Come on, baby, do the laundromat with me. Thank you. That's the Laundromat song. And shortly after I wrote that song, I made an LP. I'd had it in mind for years. I'd been planning on it, had the title, which was Lifeline, the song that I'd written 2 episodes ago here. And I had accumulated enough songs finally with the Laundromat song that I decided to go ahead and do it. And I made a vinyl LP, and I actually have a copy of it here. This belongs to somebody else. I only have like 1 or 2 copies left, and I thought I'd play show and tell and put that up in front of the camera. Several of you remember this, I would imagine. I drew the cover art. I see some nods. Yeah, I drew the cover art, and I hand painted the astronaut's helmet on all 250 copies. It was initially going to be a 500 run, but then I just ran out of money and resources and just only ran 250 of them. They're all still out there. They're available on various different used record sites on the internet for considerably more than I sold them for back in the 80s. I laid up all the lyrics on the inside cover with some more art, and it's got stuff on the back. So anyway, if you've got one of these, hang on to it. It's probably the rarest album in your collection. It has a couple of my favorite recordings on it. I especially like the recording of Amber, which is on that LP, and that is available on Spotify. You can pull it up and listen to it if you like. I like to stay in bed. I've written numerous songs about staying in bed, and this was the first one, I believe. Came to me in the usual way, where I had I could hear the chorus going through my head, and then I worked on it for another year or two and got it worked up. I'll just play it. This is Snooze Alarm. Early to bed, early to rise, all it ever gave me is bloodshot eyes. 5 more minutes, honey, hit the snooze alarm. Pushing it once, pushing it twice, push it till noon to be mighty nice. 5 more minutes, honey, hit the snooze alarm. 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. Give me 5 more minutes, honey, hit the snooze alarm. We go out, we do it right. I wish we hadn't done it on a Sunday night. 5 more minutes, honey, hit the snooze alarm. We got home 3:45, kept on dancing on the kitchen floor. 5 more minutes, honey, hit the snooze alarm. 7 in the morning and I'm ready to scream. I was right in the middle of a beautiful dream. I dreamed I was singing in a big old band and didn't have to get up and go work for the man. There may be life after you die, but life before breakfast is a stinking lie. 5 more minutes, honey, hit the snooze alarm. 5 more minutes, 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 5 more minutes. Give me 5 more minutes, honey, hit the snooze alarm. There it is. I saw you singing along, John Brady. I don't sing those echoes, the 5 more minutes echoes, when I'm playing live anymore, ever. The audience knows what to do. That's super fun. That started happening a few years ago. My dad was responsible for the first lines of that song, too. He said one morning, early to bed, early to rise just gives a man bloodshot eyes. That stuck with me for a long time. That song I also wrote on Whidbey Island. And what's a fun memory about that song is that I was driving on Highway 20, the main north-south road there, and I was finishing that song. The last of the lyrics were coming to me, and I was super excited, and I was shouting it at the top of my lungs, and my foot got a little heavy. And all of a sudden, I had flashing lights in my rearview mirror, and I got pulled over for speeding while I was finishing up that song. I was proud of that. I felt like it was worth it. It was a good speeding ticket. Well worth the trouble. Speaking of driving, all the way back in the 70s, I had a thought. And this particular thought was looking at all the cars going by on the highway and thinking about the fact that the gasoline-powered automobile that you drive around by yourself is actually a really unique thing in human history, and it will probably end up being a fairly short-lived phenomenon. We've been at it for 100 years now, and I don't know how much longer it's going to last, that you get to have your car and drive around on the highway. Lots of things in the past have been short-lived but interesting times that resonated into the culture and lasted for a long time. The golden age of piracy is a good example, because that only lasted about 25 years in the late 1600s, because circumstances were exactly right. Governments like the UK, England and France were paying people to go around and prey upon the shipping vessels of the other powers, and so a lot of the famous pirates that we know about today just happened in a very narrow window of time when that was happening. And so, they're still famous. You might think it lasted longer. But I'll bet you in 300 years, whatever the equivalent of movies, there's going to be movies, stories told and movies made about the time when we could drive our own car. And that was an inspiration for this one, which is actually set on Whidbey Island. This must have been the Whidbey Island period of my work. Whidbey Island, I've got my pedal to the floor. Life is good here on Whidbey Island. The tourists don't come around anymore. I've got my 42 Chevy and a gallon of gasoline. And you're the prettiest woman I have ever seen. And we're driving Sunday morning, Whidbey Island. The air is cool and the road is clear. All alone here on Whidbey Island, since Andy's truck broke down last year. I haven't seen a vapor trail since 2044. I wonder if there's anyone on the mainland anymore, but we're driving no particular place to go, driving, nothing on the radio. evening, Whidbey Island, time to turn and head for home. There is no bridge now from Whidbey Island. We've gone as far as we can go. I hear the crunch of gravel as I turn my car around. Your shadow right next to mine. The sun is going down and we're driving. No particular place to go. Driving. Nothing on the radio.
Can I make a quick comment?
Yes, please.
So that's the first time I've ever heard your original lyric, because by the time I knew you, you were doing the version of that song that was on Hawaii Island.
That's right. Yeah.
Sounds like Whidbey Island.
Yeah, what the heck?
And that is one of my favorite songs of yours, honestly. That riff is just so cool.
Oh, thank you, John. Great to hear it. Yep, yeah, Angelisa and I rewrote that song to be in Hawaii, and we played it that way for years. And I liked it that way too. It was great. The recording that I eventually made of this version of the song is one of my favorite recordings I've ever made. Yeah, the guitar solo on it is really great. I love playing electric guitar. I don't do it often live, but I've recorded quite a bit on electric. And the recording of Driving that's on my next CD, Flying Dream, is really great. And it's also on Spotify. You can tune in to it for free.
So what kind of electric guitar do you play?
On that particular cut, it was a Strat, but ever since then, I've had this great old Hofner Galaxy that I play. It's a German guitar made in 1964. I should bring it in and show it to you, or maybe in a couple of episodes I'll actually play it on a song. That would be fun. That's right. Yeah, that's right. They were not high-end guitars. They were kind of European copies of the famous American guitars, and they cost a fraction as much. So a lot of musicians early in their careers, famous guys and gals early in their careers, played Hofners. And McCartney just liked his so much he never switched. He just played that. Did you hear that story about his old Hofner turning up in somebody's attic? Yeah. Yeah, it was lost. It was stolen, then it was lost for decades, and then it just turned up, like last year or something, and he got it back. Yeah.
So do you play any other instrument?
Just stuff with strings. I play bass on most of the recordings, practically all the recordings that I have made. I play bass and acoustic and electric guitar. And when I was a kid and up into my teenage years, I played harmonica a lot. That's mostly what I played when I was in high school and up until I was maybe 20. And I would jam with guitarists on harmonica. And then I fell in love with guitar and switched over to that. Oh, indeed, I did play the nose flute. I might still have one of those in a drawer someplace. Who doesn't know what a nose flute is? It goes over your nose. It covers your mouth and nose. And when you blow out through your nose, it makes a whistle. And then when you change the shape and size of your mouth, that changes the pitch. So you can actually play a tune on this little whistly instrument. That's right.
You're familiar with the Hawaiian which is also a nose flute?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I just threw that in
Wow. But your mouth is still free. Can you sing with it or whistle in harmony?
I guess you could if you didn't have to breathe the flute. I never tried that.
Oh, I look forward to seeing that demonstrated the next time we. If you happen to have the nose flute on next time we get together, I'd welcome hearing it or in person. I'll be visiting you this year. I'm quite sure at some point.
Oh, good.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be up and down the whole West Coast sometime in August, September, October, those months this year. So let me know if you want to get together. I'll be visiting Roger and John for sure. John and Roger for sure. And Barbara, yes, please. Haven't seen you in 10 years, I don't think. Yeah. So yeah. Did I see you trying to say something, Alan? Nope. Okay, you're good. I thought maybe you were muted unintentionally. I got choked up towards the end of driving there. It had to play a couple extra bars because I got choked up. There's kind of two reasons for that. The one in the moment was that Barbara and I watched the end of the world from that bridge that's mentioned in the song one time. And I'm sure that also had some influence on the post-apocalyptic nature of that song because it was written after we did that. The world didn't end at that time, so I'm grateful for that. We've lived a lot of life since then, had a good chance. And the other thing is that was the last thing I ever did with my father. He was so influential in so many ways. I quote him all the time still, and certain words of wisdom that he had for me have stuck with me, and I've lived by them ever since. But when I was about to catch the flight, and we knew he was not going to make it to my next visit, we knew this was the last time we were going to see each other. And I asked him if I had my guitar, and I asked him if there was a song that he wanted to hear, and he requested Driving, so I sang Driving for him as the last song I sang for him. So that's an emotionally significant song. So, yeah. So this fourth song is the last one I'm going to sing that has a Whidbey Island connection. All four of these songs were all written in chronological order. I wrote this one, or began it, I started writing it, while I was on the ferry between Mukilteo and Clinton. There's this little 15, 20-minute ferry ride from the mainland over to Clinton and Whidbey. And I was sitting on the bench at the very front of the boat. You're looking out through these huge glass windows at the approaching islands and the area around Puget Sound. If you've never taken a Washington State ferry, I highly recommend it. Any of them is absolutely wonderful. It's a great outing. And every time I take one, I still sit in remembering this moment of being headed up to see my friend on Whidbey Island and having this thing start. Out of nowhere, that came. These are some of the best moments of my life. I don't know why they happen or what causes them. I just know that something starts and there's a connection with some unconscious state where the song comes from. And of course, as usual, it took me a long time to carve it into a full song, but here it is. It's called Please Don't Run Away. I don't know what he did to you to make you this way. All I know is when I reach for you, you're run away. I touch you and you run and hide, and leave your body by my side. You're suddenly a million miles away. Please don't run away from my loving girl. Please don't run away from my loving. Please don't run away from my loving. I'll take you to a movie if you want me to. Give you something else to think about besides me and you. I wonder what you're frightened of. I wonder what you think of love. I wonder what you think I'm gonna do. But please don't run away from my loving girl. Please don't run away from my loving. Please don't run away from my loving. Well, maybe we should lock ourselves in a little room and look each other in the eye for a week or two. And maybe then you'll realize that I am not those other guys. I don't just want your body, I want you. Please don't run away from my loving girl. Please don't run away from my loving. Please don't run away from my loving. From my loving. From my loving. From my loving. This actually is the first song I wrote on that Hofner Electric. Yeah, I got that guitar and I sat down in my study in Northgate in Seattle and started fussing around with the old blues. This is a very, very common move in blues and in rock and roll, and came up with kind of a new twist on it where it went at least it was new to me. And so I started playing around with that and wrote this song. It's called Fool. It's an ambivalent love song, one of several that I've written in my life. I got my bags all packed and I'm ready to go. I got my suitcase sitting out by the door. I got a little bitty voice inside of my head, says, look out, boy, you will regret this. Don't be a fool, don't leave her, 'cause she's the best you'll ever find. Fool, don't leave her, you must be out of your mind, out of your mind, out of your mind. I got the first month paid on a little apartment. I'll be a free man now, I'll be paying my own rent. I'll leave the seat back up and squeeze the tube from the top. I'll never take more than 5 minutes to shop. I'll never see her again, I'll never touch her hair, I'll never kiss her lips, I'll never... Oh, don't be a fool, don't leave her, 'cause she's the best you'll ever find. Fool, don't leave her, you must be out of your mind, out of your mind, out of your mind. I've never felt like this before. I must be falling in love, and maybe that's what scares me so. I got the gas tank full and I'm ready to roll. I got the free bird playing on the radio. Well, I ought to be happy, and I guess I am. So why am I still sitting in the driveway? Don't be a fool, don't leave her, 'cause she's the best you'll ever find. Fool, don't leave her, you must be out of your mind, out of your mind, out of your mind. Don't leave her, 'cause she's the best you'll ever find. Fool, don't leave her, you must be out of your mind, out of your mind, out of your mind. Great. Thank you. I have another drink after that one. I have one more song for you today, and this one is a little bit of a breakthrough musically for me. When I started writing songs, I would play around on the guitar and come up with chord progressions that I liked. And when I found one that I enjoyed, that would be the starting point, and then I'd try and write a melody and lyrics to go with that. That's a very folk approach. The drawback to doing that is that, first of all, it goes down familiar roads with the guitar part, and secondly, it leads to somewhat less interesting melodies, because I would tend to go with words that were, or notes that were in the chord. In this chord, you've got la, 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 and it's kind of tempting to go la, 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 you know, and those melodies don't, they're not as interesting. And then I started to get hooks or bits of melody and lyrics somewhere along the line, sometime around the late 70s or so. I started to get these ideas that would just be musical ideas in my head, and then I would take those to the guitar and figure out how they should, go with the guitar, and that was better. But then with this song, I did something new, and I've done it ever since. And that was, I got a snatch of melody and words, and instead of going immediately to the guitar, I tried to finish the song without ever touching the guitar. And I highly recommend this to anybody who wants to write songs. When you get a melody in your head, or you want to write a song, don't go pick up the guitar immediately. Wait as long as you possibly can to construct the song in your head, and then only then go to the guitar and try to figure out what it was that your brain was imagining. Because my imagination is much greater than my knowledge of guitar. And I've taught myself all kinds of different guitar solos, Most of the best guitar solos I played on record were in my head first, and I finished them first in my head, and then taught myself how to play it. I think they come out much better. Anyway, my dear wife went away on a business trip for several months in about 1991, and I missed her terribly, and I wrote this song while she was gone. It's called "Jump My Bones." It started going through my head, and I finished it up, and then finally took it to the guitar, and I learned a couple of new things, by golly. Call you on the telephone, you tell me that you're all alone. I curl up in my easy chair, and I pretend I got you there to love me like you did before. You took your loving out my door. I never like to let you go. Oh babe, I love you so, you better jump my bones when you get home. Oh yeah, you've been gone too long, you better jump my bones when you get home. Oh yeah. I love you when you're gone away. You know I know you're not to blame. I love the things you do to me. Without you, girl, it's not the same. You better jump my bones when you get home. Ooh yeah, you've been gone too long. You better jump my bones when you get home. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah. Ay 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 ay. Ra da 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 da. Ba do ba dum ba ba do ba dum ba dum ba 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 do ba ba do ba do ba do ba do. Jump my bones, jump my bones, jump my bones, yeah. Ra da 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 do 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 do. Ba do ba do ba da ba do ba 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 do ba ba. Fade out. What's that?
Gotta make some of the applause audible.
Yeah, thank you. That's just fine. Well, that brings us up to like 1990. Got a long ways to go. I'm going to be doing this for about 10 total episodes. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's been super fun. I got a comment, just a thought. You asked me, Dean, you asked me last week of all the places that I've lived, what was the best place that I've lived? And in the intervening week, I've reflected on my answer some. I gave an answer for a place that has really congenial weather, and I have a lot of friends there. And I realized in the interim that it's not because the weather is so great that I love that place. It's because I have so many friends there. And while I've been working on these Northwest songs and remembering the people that I cared about and loved when I lived in the Northwest, it's really the best place to live is where your friends are. That's actually the best place to live. When I lived in Memphis, all my friends were within walking distance, because I had a car, but it only had one working gear, second gear. It would go 35 miles an hour only. And, you know, you had to park it on a hill or something because it was really hard to get it started in second gear, get it going. And none of my friends had cars. And you'd just walk over to their house. This is in the late 70s. You just walk over to their house, knock on their door, and if they weren't home, you'd leave a message on the door that said, "We came by, but you weren't home," which that was social media, you know. There was no, you didn't call them first and let them know you were coming by. And you know, there was some really good things about those days. It was better in some ways when we weren't able to be so easily in touch with each other because we needed to get in touch in person. But that being said, I'm really glad that y'all can be here because there's no way I'd be playing for you if it weren't for Zoom.